What up, YouTube? I don't even think that got it on. You know what I'm saying? I pressed plot. Hey! 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 Them dogs barking. Feel me? Hope everybody having a good day today. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy KT Dre, bro. And we back with a little video. Let's see what we can watch. Young Thug snitching. That is probably something that's going viral. Let's see what's going on, though. Let's get the rundown. Let's get the scoop.
If you're looking for a business loan, an SBA loan is one.
Why is that? To start with, the Small Business Administration.
Young Thug has found himself in drama that could be career-ending, and he has nobody to blame but himself. He's learning two really important lessons simultaneously at the same time. One lesson that he's currently learning today: the streets is dumb and the rules of the streets are stupid. And the second lesson he's learning is exactly what damn near everybody in the history of Earth has learned, and that's witch hunts are disastrous. Witch hunts are not good for anything. They're not sustainable. Witch hunts usually and almost certainly blows up in your face. You see, when there was a Salem witch hunt, you know why it didn't? Same reason why the Muslims don't work. There's too many gray areas. When people, were being arrested and persecuted for being a witch, what was the criteria? How do you think the person was a witch? Because they walked funny, because they talked funny. It was too gray area. People at some point were just making up things. And that usually blows up in your face because once there becomes no criteria to be a witch and the only criteria is an accusation, well, eventually everybody becomes a witch and everybody gets persecuted. Same reason, when we were out here sending communists to internment camps, there was no real criteria. There was no real way for us to dictate who the communists are. They just sent 120 Japanese people in 1942 to internment camps with no clear definition of if they were really communist or not. When it comes to the streets, there's no clear definition of what a snitch is. Some people say a snitch is if you ever gave the police any information whatsoever. Some people say if you gave information that led to an arrest. Some people say if you talk to the police at all. Some people say you could snitch on dead people to get off. Some people say you can't snitch on dead people. Some people say you could tell if it's a self-defense case. Some people say you can't tell if it's a self-defense case.
So what is snitching? I feel like snitching is like you on a porch or you in Walmart. Nah, see. Hold on now. Hold on, bear with me. I'm trying to make sure I got everything lined up. I think snitching is when you see the scenarios I'm thinking about. I want somebody to tell me to have. I'm thinking about like, you on a porch and you watch somebody go kick somebody's stuff in. Like you gotta tell somebody. Like you gotta let somebody know that ain't gonna lie. Like I watch my neighbor's house get kicked in. I'm like, hey bro, somebody came and kicked their door in. Is that snitching? I don't think that's snitching. I ain't gonna lie. Snitching is like, I don't think that's snitching. Snitching is like you going to go do something with somebody and you get caught up and you tell on them and just say what they did. And you be like, it was him, bro. Like, he told me, bro. He made me do it, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. He had the plan. He did this. And then he just asked me to come along. I think that's snitching. Yeah, that's snitching.
Too many gray areas. And what we're currently seeing is
there's
an incentive right now for a witch hunt. There's an incentive for YouTubers and other people to make videos, do as much research as possible, trying to find anyone with some type of gray area there so they could make money on their YouTube channel by calling people snitches. Same thing in the streets. Right? There's an incentive for if you don't like somebody, you can use a gray area and get them labeled a snitch and pretty much ruin their public reputation. In the likes of Young Thug, what Young Thug did was he don't like Gunna. So what he did, he labeled Gunna a snitch. He told a lot of important rappers like Lil Durk and Lil Baby, who could have been some really pivotal collaborators with Gunna, he got out of jail. Gunna's a rat, don't like Gunna, and it was the good old boys club in the industry pointing at Gunna saying, he's a rat, we don't like him. Gunna didn't write a statement on someone. Gunna didn't give the police anything that was used in Young Thug's trial. But because Gunna pled guilty and Gunna did a routine plea deal that everybody does, Gunna was labeled a snitch by Young Thug. Young Thug criteria was, I don't care if it wasn't used.
So the whole time, Gunna ain't snitch.
You pled guilty and said YSL is a gang. You saved yourself and you left us for dead.
That's not snitching.
Well, in the case of Young Thug and Gunna, the criteria is if you tell the police it, it's snitching.
Right.
Young Thug has now found himself in a situation where he's dealing with his own snitching accusations. And I'll be real, when you hear what Young Thug says, if we're
What'd he say?
Young Thug's own criteria,
they got an audio of him?
And shot up tour buses belonging to rapper Lil Wayne pleaded guilty and accepted a 10-year prison sentence. He had until today to take a deal. Channel 2's Cobb County Bureau Chief Ross Cavett live outside the courthouse with why the DA's tough stance on gang cases may have persuaded the gunman to take the deal.
Man known on the streets as Pee Wee or Roscoe will spend 10 years in prison. The district attorney here in Cobb County believes the gang problem is getting out of control in Cobb and really the Metro. We told you about a case last week in which his office asked the judge for a 350-year sentence in another gang case. So it's likely Jimmy Winfrey saw the writing on the wall.
I think it's best for the client to do this and avoid the massive risk if he were to lose even on a single count in this case.
Manny Aurora believes his client, Jimmy Winfrey, could have beaten most of the 27 charges in the indictment. The prosecutorial mood against gangs and gang members in Cobb County is tough.
Anytime you say the word gang and there's an African-American individual, prejudices.
Lil Wayne tour bus getting shot up in Atlanta while he's beefing with Young Thug and Birdman at the time. Bro, everybody and their mama knew that Young Thug and Birdman was involved. Detectives knew they were involved, which is why they spoke to Young Thug about this. And the interrogation footage, audio, I should say. The interrogation audio from Young Thug being questioned about this actually resurfaced. And it makes Young Thug look crazy. So the police was actively investigating Birdman as well, because they put out documents and correspondence alleging they have reason to believe that, that Birdman and Young Thug solicited, the Pee Wee Roscoe to do this, right? They even mentioned how Roscoe was on the phone with Birdman like minutes after the shooting. So the police have always been pointing fingers.
Everybody people be getting caught up with their phone so much, bro. It'd be crazy.
And Young Thug
It'd be the main thing, that phone.
Well, during the interrogation of Young Thug, which by the way was voluntary, Young Thug voluntarily showed up to go through this interrogation, right? He didn't have to do it. He voluntarily did this. But during the interrogation, the police began to ask Young Thug about Birdman's and Lil Wayne's beef.
Didn't I say I wasn't finna react to Poetic Flacco? You supposed to be doing police body cam, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Come on.
At the same time, they are putting out correspondence. They believe Birdman is involved. You should stay quiet. You should stay silent by Young Thug's definition of what a rat is. Well, Young Thug proceeded to break down a public things review in such a, Young Thug and Wayne is having money issues. But then Young Thug draw the police attention to lyrics by Lil Wayne, where Lil Wayne is alleged he's at war, and if Birdman comes for him, he's gonna go out like a Scarface or Tony Montana. Young Thug told the police, hey, did y'all know Lil Wayne made a song on his mixtape a few months ago, before the shooting, that if Cash Money and Birdman come for him, he's gonna go out like Tony Montana. And he's aware that Birdman has an army. Why would Young Thug say this to the police if Birdman is a suspect in his tour bus shooting?
It's called connecting, and it's insane. I don't do schedules or timesheets manually anymore. It works? Oh, like you wouldn't believe it. My team puts.
My fault, y'all. Hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. Just audio. Hold on.
Would Young Thug say this to the police if Birdman is a suspect in his tour bus?
Come to find out, him and Birdman got probably mixtape that he came out before the album. But he said on one of the songs, he's like, I don't want no problem, I just want my money. Birdman is an army, I'm a one man. And if that nigga coming for me, I'm going out like smoke. He said those exact words. Wow.
Tony Montana, Scarface. See.
And they were like having a real life, genuine conversation. My officers in there having a real conversation, like he really like that's crazy. So everybody snitched though. I'm telling you, you think somebody's gonna sit in there and not fold, bro? I'm a fold. Get out somewhere. I'm not gonna sit in no jail.
Alright. He said cash money is an arm. I'm a one man. And if them niggas come in,
and he said the same. He said the lyrics that he know is gonna put pieces together. So he really snitching. He breaking down all the way to Scarface. And he also said,
he said, I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. I just want my money. So everybody call on like, oh, you owe. And then a couple months, about 2 or 3 months after he dropped the mixtape, you heard TMZ and I'm like, he's suing Birdman, but Birdman owed him for albums. And then everybody, that was when everybody, oh.
If you give the police information and their reaction is, oh my God, oh my, we missed that, oh my, I can't believe we missed that, Tony Montana, oh yeah, Scarface, oh yeah. You shouldn't be telling them that information.
Right, that's crazy.
That you shouldn't be telling them. If their reaction is that, you just messed up. Bad. Young Thug shouldn't have brought Birdman up, not one bit. And Young Thug knew Birdman was a suspect in his Lil Wayne tour bus shooting. It's public information. In the Cobb County paperwork, they accused Young Thug and Birdman, all right? They allege that Young Thug and Birdman were involved in orchestrating the shooting of Lil Wayne's tour bus. Young Thug and Birdman. Young Thug does an interrogation, essentially putting it all on Birdman, letting them folks know Lil Wayne did say Birdman got an army, and if they come for him, he's gonna go out like Scarface. Why are you telling the police this? It's crazy. Now, if you also pay attention, the driver of Lil Wayne tour bus actually sued Birdman. He sued Birdman for this shooting. That's how well known Birdman's involvement in this was.
All right.
So bringing Birdman up to the police at all is kind of basic.
Snitching. That's snitching.
Young Thug also told the police that Pee Wee Roscoe sold Lil Wayne drugs.
This motherfucker Wayne, I'm going to this nigga in that now, and I was like, what the fuck? So weird. This nigga, and I shot at this nigga. I don't know. They said Roscoe with me. I don't wanna block. I don't wanna block out y'all case by saying Roscoe ain't do that shit. No, Roscoe. Man, bro. That fool. I'm like, you shot it, man, bro. Well, I don't fuck, cause every day niggas bro, fuck. Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
There's a lot more instances in that 2-hour interrogation footage, but just off of these 2 clips, people are on social media calling Young Thug a rat. They going crazy, bro. Young Thug public perception or reputation has been permanently ruined, and I don't care what y'all say, bro. Young Thug can't pop it no more as if he's Brat K.
Right.
Yo, that era is over with, bro. He can't pop it as if he's Brat K, bro. He can't pop it as if he's like the symbol for
Yeah, it's over with for him.
is. That's not the case. Young Thug standard, Lil Durk standard, and everybody else's standard has always been when you in the police presence, you're quiet. Thug said a little too much. Now, from my perspective, the common sense, the gainfully employed perspective, I wouldn't consider that snitching. But from Young Thug's criteria for what snitching is, by
That's
his
snitching.
own
By his
criteria,
yeah.
he's a rat.
By the code trick, that's
Now,
how they play
Young
it.
Thug and his team, they decided to go on social media to respond back to this. I don't know why, because all it did was make him look a little bit more crazy and guilty. But you could tell Young Thug and his team is absolutely panicking. They even started to throw out like conspiracy theories, as if like there's like a collusion to make Young Thug look like a rat. Young Thug's reasoning for why he's not a rat is apparently because they didn't play his interrogation video in court. He says they didn't play it because he helped his brother. Hashtag ratware. You know who interrogation video they didn't play in court? You know who interrogation video they didn't use against Young Thug?
Who?
You know who Young Thug is still calling a rat? You guessed it. Gunna.
I heard my back pop, bro.
So as the defense team over there for Yak Gotti, you don't see an issue with Gunna saying that this is a game.
I'm not happy that he said it, but you know what? I can explain that to the jury. And his lawyer knows I can explain that to the jury.
Mm-hmm.
And we did over and over again. Max and I, everybody,
Right.
we all explained it to
Yeah,
the jury.
yeah.
And you know what? The jury understood. So what Gunna did didn't hurt us at all.
Mm.
Didn't hurt us at all.
Wow, that's a heavy statement.
It's true.
Yeah,
I'm saying it because it's true.
right.
He didn't hurt us.
And you played in between the whistles, so you know. You
Yeah,
know.
I was
No.
there.
Yeah, you were there.
Look, that entire trial, that 2-year trial, nothing Gunna said ever came up before the jury. So how can his plea have hurt me? Have
Wow.
hurt Yak?
Yeah.
It did.
What Gunna said never even made it to the jury. It never got in front of the jury. A jury never heard it.
Dang.
But somehow Young Thug came home from jail, and all he's done is call Gunna a rat, diss Gunna on Twitter, make Gunna out to be public enemy number one.
And Gunna stayed quiet.
Like went to that court, took the stand against him. So this criteria cannot exist differently for different people. The
So now it's Gunna gonna be back on the map.
If the criteria is not snitching, then Gunna ain't snitch. If the criteria is if you talk to them folks and tell them information and use a rat, then it looks like Thug, you might be a rat by your own criteria. Now, other people who Young Thug has also pissed off since he's been home, they've spoken out against Young Thug since the situation has happened. You have YSL Mondo, he made a video, and he has called Young Thug a rat official.
A nigga they beat him up. Rico. Nigga come home. Still talking about. Oh, nigga,
That dog, bro. It makes sense to happen.
Why you back in your ass? You gonna came, you gonna been thankful that you been Rico. Nigga come home. Still talking about. Oh, nigga rat, nigga. Bro, that's God. That ain't never God. Why you back in your ass? Because you gonna been thankful that you just beat a life sentence and a Rico. They came home and minded your business and been home. But instead, still coming out pushing a rat narrative, bro, and all that, this, that, and the third. Now, look, he came back and bought some bitch in ass. That ain't key. The thing is, too, though, he brainwashed people. He still got motherfuckers on his bitch talking about, and y'all heard what y'all own is. You got motherfuckers talking about AI. They did that in the third. Oh, he ain't rat on nobody. Bro, if you sit down with Twitch and bust out and say these words, if y'all talking about, I mean, like, Gunna rat is saying, yes, ma'am, you mean to tell me this not making a nigga a rat by saying, it said Roscoe shot the buster. And then a nigga like Roscoe did 10 years behind this shit. And you just got on the internet talking about a nigga didn't rat on you?
Right.
Brainwash is sickening. Y'all niggas eat daddy figures and y'all niggas be sitting back waiting on something good waiting on something to happen. Like,
that's crazy. Being right, that's facts though. He's been facts though.
I'm not surprised that Pee Wee Roscoe, the man that Thug was talking about in his interrogation with the police, I'm not surprised not one bit that he's online telling people that Thug ain't right. I'm not surprised not one bit. What else would he? What other option do he have? I'm sure Thug is paying his bills. I'm sure Thug is looking out. Yo, Pee Wee Roscoe is a multi-felon, don't have any life skills, don't have a trade, he's not a rapper, don't really have a career that we can look at as a viable option to pay his bills. What other option do he have but to ride Young Thug's coattail and have Young Thug pay his bills? You come out and try to stand on principles and stand on morals and stand on integrity and say, yeah, Young Thug ratted on me, bruh. Back to the homeless shelter you go. It's over with for you.
Right.
Over with.
Dang.
But Pee Wee,
Truth always come out.
Trying to defend Young Thug. He then tried to divert the attention to other Atlanta people, claiming the only rats out there is Rollo, YSL Duke, and Gunna.
We're gonna go put it on the table. Yeah, man. He said my name. You already told him. Yeah, Roscoe won't do nothing like that. Yeah, Roscoe sell him weed. Roscoe, yada. Nah, man. Come on, man. He ain't never put me on the scene or no crime or attach me to no crime. If anything, he helped me. That could have cost me him. So come on, man. Y'all got to be crazy. To let you feel what I'm saying? Nah, man. A rap is that shit. Now, you see what's going on. You can't buy me. You can't pay me. Come on, man. I'm just like this Infinity. Third eye open, man. You feel what I'm saying? Well connected, open and respected. My mama couldn't do that in that shit, God. You feel what I'm saying? Not good if a nigga tell you I told, I stole, I rolled. You know what I'm saying? They said everything about the pick. You know what I'm saying? I turned them up to a G. Come on, man. No, selective politics, what y'all doing? Y69.
Bro, just yapping.
Austin Richie, all these rather in the game, you feel what I'm saying? That on roll and told and got on the stand with on demand. Yeah, that ain't, come on, bro. I'm looking at him that every day. Y'all let me on the stand and say he tricked him. I ain't nothing tricking about that, man. Come on, man. I love you, Jeffrey. You kept it overly real. Out of 30 months, and on the one I can look in the eye, you know about law. You my only co-defendant, man. Come on, man. We still here with no tip, man. Maybe he was strong without a bruise. Now I see the world is
totally. Okay.
No, Doug ain't no snitch. I'm gonna show y'all what snitch is tomorrow. I'm gonna show you in black and white with no spot. If y'all saying Sergio good, this person good, why 6ix9ine ain't good? Go do a song with him. Y'all might well all that rack up as the rack commodity. Yeah, that's elected politics. Waking up every day, worry about what Jeffrey Lamar Williams doing, Spire.
Right, bro, really explaining himself, right?
Understand this as soon as possible, especially if you're one of the dummies who are in the streets. Ain't no rules to the streets, y'all. Listen, man, street dudes been selling out the streets for a bag for a while now. And this is just another occurrence of the streets selling out their morals and principles for a bag. Of course, what Young Thug did was bad. But of course, Pee Wee can't say that. It's the same way. Hey, bruh, a lot of rappers go to, these gang-filled areas like the West Coast and other places, and they never shot nobody, never did no dirt with them, didn't grow up with these people, but they get to join the gang because they got the bag. This is what's going on. Now, he's talking about black and white. You know what's black and white? Young Thug, at the end of the interview, telling the police, hey, I'm ready to tell y'all whatever and talk to y'all and give y'all more information. Here's my personal cell phone number, but please, 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 whatever I tell y'all, can't make it public. That's bad.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's straight snitching.
Yes.
Promise. Just promise. I'll tell you, what's the word? What you want?
Don't tell the world.
Well, give it to me.
Young Thug telling them that.
That's crazy.
Even worse.
He's exposed now for sure.
To the account that Young Thug has been accused in the past by a really reputable First 48 detective, David Quinn. He was accused by David Quinn of getting in the back of David Quinn's car, giving information about a murder off the record. And when David Quinn and the prosecutors tried to bring David Quinn on the stand to testify, Young Thug attorneys tried their hardest, filed I don't know how many motions to make sure that David Quinn don't get to testify.
That's
if
crazy.
you're looking at the paperwork that I'm looking at currently, you will see that Young Thug and his team of attorneys says, yo, he's not telling the truth, Judge. He's not telling the truth, Judge. He shouldn't be able to testify because he's not telling the truth. But now that we look or we hear footage of Young Thug telling the detectives, here's my personal cell.
Right.
Please just promise whatever I tell you, you won't make it public. Do you believe that Detective David Quinn would put his reputation at line, especially when he was like a famous detective from TV? You think he's putting his reputation at line to lie on Young Thug? But y'all let me know in the comment section.
That's crazy.
Y'all think Young Thug?
I think he snitched, bro. I think he snitched, bro. And it's coming back to bite him in the, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we gotta find some more entertaining videos because these just watching these, that's boring. I know it's boring, so we want to do some police body cam. You feel me? Stay tuned for the next video. KT.